Right time right now, 20 and a half minutes past 12 midday on this, the 18th of April. Very good afternoon to you once again. And as promised, we've got Lloyd on the line. Hi there, Lloyd.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm actually I've been running around the whole day trying to sort out stuff for my album launch this Wednesday, but I'm good.
That's happening at the stadium, eh?
It's happening at King Shaka International Airport.
At the airport?
At the airport, yeah, man. I know it's one of those unusual things, man.
Jet setting, eh?
Yeah. I mean, we're having like a 2-day launch at the airport. It's like a whole day event for 2 days, and it's really going to be a lot of fun. It's really exciting, and it's more like an early Easter.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we're quite excited about that.
Lloyd, for those who don't know, they might have been sleeping under a rock or something for the last year. Lloyd is Lloyd is the runner-up to last year's Idols, or the last Idols, and of course Elvis, your friend, winning. You coming second, runner-up. But I think you two were very much on a par. Hey, everybody sat watching that night, wondering who's going to win, and it could have gone either way. And of course Elvis.
It could have.
And Elvis.
I mean, it had us baffled as well. We really didn't know what was going to happen, because I mean, we had people at one point they shouting Elvis, and then another point they shouting Lloyd, and it's like, what's going to happen? So we were really kind of scared about the whole thing. We really didn't know which one of us. Normally, when you get to the finals, there's an obvious one, you know. Yeah. But it didn't feel that way for the first time, and that was one of the reasons why we decided, well, you know, let's discuss this. Let's split everything in half and let's see what happens from there.
Well, that was an amazing thing, eh? Because I mean, Elvis, splitting, what was it, $500,000, $250 each?
Yeah, it was $250 each.
That's amazing, yeah. And to actually go through with that and keep your word on that was wonderful. And
yeah, well, you know, I had to do exactly the same thing if I had won it, because we had to sit down and discuss it, and we planned the whole thing prior to the announcement of who was going to win. So yeah, it was one of those things which I had to as well make sure that I had to make sure that I do it as well, because we had to get Mnet involved, and Mnet had to give us the go ahead. We had to get Ford involved, because Ford had half the money was sponsored by them. So yeah, it was a decision that a lot of people were involved in, and everybody had to be thumbs up for it before we actually made any announcement.
Well, there wasn't a dry eye. There wasn't a dry eye in South Africa that night. That's true.
Yeah.
Lloyd, tell me, this is your debut album.
Yes.
Why? Why so long? Why have we waited a year?
Well, you know, there was a lot of things that I had to abide by, which one of them is that I had to wait for a 3-month term before I could release an album, because obviously the guy who wins, he's got 3 months to basically work on his material and get it out. Okay. So there was a contract which prevented any one of the contestants that was in the top 10 from having to release once the winner was announced. There was the one aspect. The second aspect was that it was an extremely busy time for me, where I was gigging everywhere basically for the first 3 months. November, December, and January were extremely busy. Yeah. So there was no time to and then say, okay, right, from here onwards to get the album up and going. Yeah. So I'm glad that actually it happened. I'm actually glad that I lost, because it gave me the amount of time that I needed to think about what is it that I want to bring out, what type of material. I really had a delicate amount of time where I thought carefully, what is it that I wanted to bring out into the South African market. And I didn't want to just release another R&B album, nor another rock album. I really wanted to bring something that's fresh, something that's unique, something that's different, something that would appeal to everybody. So that's exactly what we went about doing. And then I met Luis when I started speaking to him, and it so happened that we had this connection, and we had this amazing connection, which it kind of felt like, you know, this was meant to be. And we worked so well together, and he's I'm a huge fan of his. And I really look up to him, and he was able to bring me under his wing and train me and equip me, get this album up and going. And he produced the album, and we had a lot of other people as well who pitched in and who said, you know what, I want to be a part of this album. And it was really, really a wonderful, awesome, and an exciting project to work on.
What's it called?
The album is called, the title of it is called One. The reason why we titled it, or I titled it One, was because we wanted to showcase unity through music. So we embraced the Afrikaans community, we embraced the English community, we embraced the blacks, the colored and Indians and everybody else. And we said we want to do music that really, that has R&B, we want to do music that has rock, we want to do music that has jazz, that has a Zulu song. So we basically taken every single genre that's popular in Africa right now, and we've created a new sound, and we've got all of these songs. So there's basically a song for every person in South Africa in the album. That's why we call it One.
That's awesome.
So it's basically significant of unity, and it's all about just embracing the diverse culture that we have in Africa.
And is it on the shelves? Can we buy it?
Well, people will be able to buy it from this Easter, from this next Friday, or this coming Friday. It will be at Musica and Look and Listen. And it will be purchasable.
Great, man. And Lloyd, is there a theme, a central theme going through the album at all?
A theme?
Yeah.
Well, I think ideally, for those people that know me, that followed me throughout Idols, I was one of those guys. 1 week I'm trying something different, and then the next week it's something else. I was very unpredictable, and I've always been that way. I'm not afraid to try things. I'm not afraid to get out of the box. So the album is really it's something that people don't expect, in a sense that there's not, I can't think of anybody who's doing an album that has reggae, that has rock, that has R&B, that has soul, that has all of these things all in one. So it's really it's more of a feel good. It's very inspirational. I think the theme of the album is more of an inspirational. There's a very good message for every song. It's all about love. It's all about inspiration. It's all about reaching for your dreams, accomplishing your goal, and that's the kind of music that I really wanted to project as well, and inspire people, because I was an ordinary guy who came from a township, and his dreams became a reality. So I wanted to project that through my music as well. And I'm a family guy as well, and I have a wife and a kid. So all of those elements are in there. It's more, I think the theme is more of an inspirational family, and it's loving, and it's very motivational.
Great. And Lloyd, you're a pastor as well, right?
Well, I was. Well, now I'm not so much as involved as I was previously. But you know what? I still go to my local church regularly, even though I may not be as involved as I was previously, because those people have really been my backbone. They've been supporting for me. They've been praying for me. Awesome. So, and even what's happening now, they're still there for me.
But music itself can be, in a sense, a ministry, right? I mean, you say the songs are very inspirational, and you've got the choice. Yes. You can either build people with your music or pull them down. So, so it's still very much a ministry. Awesome.
That's exactly what it is, man.
Great. Listen now, staying with idols. Are you watching American Idol?
Oh yes, man.
Okay, you've got to help me. You've got to help me out quickly. I'm going to ask you a question about American Idol, but you're not allowed to tell me who went out this past week, because I've recorded it and I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
But
I'm like that as well. But I did watch yesterday's episode.
Well, previous week when Pia went out, I was devastated. I thought Pia was going to win. I honestly believed.
I cried.
Yeah, me too.
I cried because I was like, what just happened? This girl deserves to win this competition.
I don't know. I think most...
She was like the best.
Exactly. I think most people thought that. They thought she's the best, she's safe, so they didn't vote for her. And at the end of the day, as you know, it's all about the votes. So people need to vote for their favorite and not just think they're going to win. So who's going to win now? Who do you think?
Well, can I give you? I think I have a top 3 at the moment, because after Pia gave out, it's been a tough one. Anything can happen, and that's just the reality of this competition.
Yep.
But I have a top 3, and that top 3 comprises of the guy with the rough voice. I forgot his name.
Scotty.
Yes.
Scotty, yeah.
Scotty, James, the rock guy.
Yes.
James,
yep.
He's got an amazing voice. I think Scotty really appeals to the country folk kind of music, which is really huge in America.
Yep.
And it's Scotty, it's James, and the other guy, I think it's the girl, not Haley, the other girl. I forgot her name.
My word, you
Anyway, there's 2 girls left, but it's not Haley.
No.
I think Haley is going to go. So
Okay.
it's most likely it's going to be, it's either going to be James, Scotty, or...
the blonde girl. Yes, I know who you're talking about. Oh, yeah, she's blonde.
16 years old.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I think Scotty. I initially thought Scotty and Pia were going to be in the final. But I think they're going to go with Scotty. It's pure country, though. But I mean, like you say, country is huge in America.
Yeah, and he's so mature in his voice for such a young guy.
He is. He's 17.
Brilliant control.
Brilliant.
It's amazing. I really love that guy. And you know what I love the most about him? Is his humility, man.
Yes.
You can just see that guy. I mean, I don't know how, but he's like your typical country boy. He's got the manners, he's got the respect, he's like, down to earth, and that's going to set him apart.
And he has stuck to what he's good at. He hasn't tried to venture too far away from what he's good at.
He's stuck true to who he is, and he knows his music, he knows, and he's loyal to that, and he's not going to compromise who he is and what he believes in, and that's going to sell him.
Awesome.
And even if he doesn't win, I know he is going to be one of the biggest guys that ever came out from Idols.
I think so too. Awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
I really like James as well.
James is good. James is brilliant. He reminds me a lot of Adam Lambert from
Adam Lambert. Yes, he does when he hits that high note.
Powerful voice. Lloyd, tell me about your heart. We're talking on behalf of the Heart and Stroke Foundation, of course, and the I Love This campaign. Why have you aligned yourself with them?
Well, it just so happens that when they asked me to be a part of it, I really was looking for something to be involved in that really motivates young people, because I have a huge passion for young people. I mean, prior to Idols, I was one of the youth leaders for a non-profit organization, which I still am, called Eagles Youth Club. So, which basically equips and motivates young people. So when they brought me on board, I mean, I asked them, why me of all people? They said, well, I will appeal to young people. So I really saw it as an opportunity to reach out to young people, because I think there's this huge perception that young people have that they cannot have a heart attack, they cannot have heart problems, they can't have a stroke, and all this kind of things. And I think it can affect anybody who doesn't look after themselves, who doesn't eat accordingly, who doesn't exercise, who doesn't look after themselves, So I really grabbed it because it was an opportunity that I could reach out to young people.
Great.
And who I'm really passionate about.
And you obviously got a sticker from Clicks, the I Love This sticker.
I've got one in my car. I'm actually looking at it right now.
So you stuck it on your car because that's your I Love This?
Yes, I got it in my car, so it's with me everywhere, What
kind of car is it?
I drive a Mazda 3.
Mazda 3.
The Mazda.
Cool, man. Nice. So you love your Mazda. and what words of advice have you got for the public in general regarding looking after your heart?
Well, I think, I think most of us, we eat a lot of junk food, and I think it's partially involved in having to affect your heart and all of those things. And I think it's important that we start looking after ourselves. We start eating things that, in fact, right now as I'm chatting to you, my wife is at weight loss because we're trying to get onto this diet. And I think it's important that people start looking after themselves, because you grow and you get older, and it affects you the most when you are actually in your, when you're much, much older. That's when you realize that you wish you could have done something about it, but then it's a bit too late. So I think it's very important to start by just eating correctly, and then from there, and then you start working out and you start having a certain plan, a regular plan that you follow, whether it be jogging in the mornings or maybe just going to the gym, whatever suits you. I mean, even if you could you could actually make use of what you have at home. You don't even have to sign up to a gym to have a good workout.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could jog on a spot for 10 minutes and you could have a proper workout. So I think it's the simple things that we need to start do and do it consistently. And I think the key is in consistently when it comes to training and eating properly. And that's when you actually see results.
Okay.
So I think that's my results. That's what I would say. And I sound like a gym expert.
It's more than a diet, though. It has to become a lifestyle. It must be something you do.
Yes, it's a lifestyle. Absolutely. When you reach that point of consistency, then that's when it becomes a lifestyle. I think I was reading a book by this one guy. Says about 7 habits, about habits basically, and it says it takes about 22 days or about 24 days where if you do something for about that period of time consistently, then it becomes a habit, and a habit becomes a lifestyle. So, and then you want to reach a point where you start doing it, where it doesn't become something that you have to work to actually get it. It becomes a norm. So, yeah, you want to make it a lifestyle.
Lloyd, isn't it difficult for you, though? I mean, in your position, you must be meeting a lot of big people and going to a lot of parties and functions and stuff like that. And you got to watch what you eat. How do you do that?
Well, you got to be disciplined. I think that's the other ingredient to everything else. You've got to you have to be disciplined. You have to just tell yourself sometimes that, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to avoid this. And I mean, people are not going to force you to eat. So it's really up to you at the end of the day. No one can force you to do something that you're unhappy with.
True.
So I think discipline is the key.
Okay. Then Lloyd, just finally, there's a lot of starry-eyed young people around at the moment. Idols is busy starting up again. I believe they're busy with the theatre week at the moment at Sun City. And a lot of people with their eyes on the future, and they want the big time and all that. What words of advice have you got for them?
Word of advice for them, I would say that they must reach for their dreams and never give up. And and I've seen it happen for myself, and it can happen for anyone else. So I would say that they've got to reach for their dreams and pursue their dreams and never give up.
Okay. Lloyd, it's been great speaking to you. All the best with the launch on Wednesday at the airport.
Thank you very much.
And with the album, the album's called One, and you say we can buy it from Friday, hey?
Yes.
Okay.
On this Friday.
Well, I'll be getting myself a copy. I'll get myself a copy.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Lloyd, all the best, and keep looking after your heart.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Abe.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.